In a world that moves at an overwhelming pace, filled with constant change and uncertainty, it can be easy to lose sight of the simple yet profound truths that bring peace. What if we told you that embracing the impermanence of life, accepting that everything, good or bad, is temporary, could dramatically reduce anxiety and help you live more fully in the present moment? Imagine what your life could look like if you could truly let go of past regrets and fears about the future, and instead focus on the beauty of each fleeting moment. On this journey of spiritual discovery, we'll explore powerful Buddhist teachings that can help you understand the impermanent nature of life and how you can apply this wisdom to transform your daily experience. Welcome to Buddhism Wisdom Teachings, where we uncover timeless insights for living with peace, gratitude, and joy. 1. I am grateful for this new day, a deep dive into the power of gratitude. Gratitude is often regarded as one of the simplest and most profound practices for cultivating happiness and contentment. It's a key concept in both personal development and many spiritual traditions, including Buddhism. However, while gratitude might appear to be a simple expression of thanks, its significance runs much deeper. In Buddhism, gratitude is a transformative practice that goes beyond mere appreciation and becomes a pathway to cultivating a peaceful mind, reducing dissatisfaction, and fostering contentment. Buddhism's view on gratitude, a path to inner peace. In Buddhist philosophy, gratitude is closely tied to the concepts of tanha, craving, and dukkha, suffering. The Buddha taught that attachment to desires and an insatiable craving for more is the root cause of suffering. We are often dissatisfied with what we have, constantly striving for more, whether it's wealth, recognition, or possessions. This constant yearning can keep us in a cycle of dissatisfaction, where we never truly feel content or fulfilled. Gratitude, on the other hand, is seen as a remedy for tanha, the craving that leads to dukkha. In a way, the practice of gratitude can break the cycle of suffering by shifting our focus from what we lack to what we already have. The Buddha emphasized the importance of cultivating an attitude of contentment and appreciation for the present moment, rather than always striving for something beyond our reach. This attitude, embodied through gratitude, helps us realize that true happiness doesn't come from acquiring more, but from appreciating what is already before us. In Buddhist meditation practices, gratitude is often a core component. Practitioners are encouraged to reflect on the blessings in their lives, from the most fundamental aspects like health, food, and shelter, to the more intangible gifts like love, kindness, and the opportunity to practice mindfulness. A common Buddhist meditation practice known as gratitude meditation involves taking time each morning to reflect on what you're thankful for. This is a practice that helps reframe your mindset, turning your attention to the positive and nurturing a sense of inner peace and calm. This Buddhist approach to gratitude directly counters the modern-day habit of focusing on what is lacking or what needs improvement. It teaches us to appreciate what we already have, which is often more than enough to bring peace and happiness into our lives. The role of gratitude in reducing craving and dissatisfaction. One of the central tenets of Buddhist teachings is the idea that dissatisfaction, dukkha, arises from attachment and craving, tanha. Whether we crave material possessions, recognition, or even emotional validation, our desires often lead to frustration when they go unmet. Gratitude, however, is the antidote to this sense of yearning. By regularly reflecting on what we have, we reduce the desire for more, which, in turn, lessens our overall dissatisfaction with life. The Buddha often spoke of the impermanence of life. Everything is fleeting and nothing lasts forever. This realization is key to understanding the importance of gratitude. By acknowledging the impermanent nature of all things, we can cultivate a deeper sense of appreciation for the present moment and for the things we have, knowing that they won't last forever. This understanding shifts our focus from seeking external validation or acquisitions to finding peace within the present moment. Gratitude helps us embrace impermanence with acceptance and grace. Instead of longing for the future or lamenting the past, we can learn to appreciate what is here and now. This acceptance helps reduce our craving. Because we begin to recognize that we have everything we need in this very moment, it encourages a sense of contentment with life as it is. Examples from Buddhist teachings: the transformative power of gratitude. There are numerous stories from Buddhist teachings that illustrate the transformative power of gratitude. One such story is that of the monk who, despite facing many hardships, remained filled with gratitude. In one Buddhist tale, a young monk named Ananda was facing a challenging period of his life. He had just completed a long and difficult pilgrimage and was feeling weary, both physically and emotionally. One morning, as he sat in quiet contemplation, he realized that he had been so focused on the struggles and difficulties of his journey that he had forgotten to appreciate the simple blessings around him: the warmth of the sun, the soothing sound of the river, and the nourishment provided by the food he had. In that moment, he realized that gratitude could transform his suffering. He reflected on the fact that even in hardship, there were always reasons to be thankful. This moment of reflection brought him a sense of peace and clarity. Instead of focusing on what he lacked or what had been difficult, Ananda began to express gratitude for the small things that brought him comfort. This shift in mindset did not erase the challenges he faced, but it allowed him to find a sense of calm amid them. The lesson here is that even in times of hardship, the practice of gratitude can provide relief and shift our perspective from suffering to contentment. Another famous story is that of the Buddha himself. The Buddha was once asked by a disciple how he maintained his calm and peace despite the many challenges he faced throughout his life. The Buddha's response was simple. He attributed his peace to a deep sense of gratitude for the life he had, for the teachings he was able to share, and for the opportunity to help others. By practicing gratitude, the Buddha was able to transcend personal suffering and focus on the larger purpose of his teachings. These stories emphasize the power of gratitude in transforming hardship into growth. They show that by focusing on what we have, rather than what we lack, we can find inner peace and resilience. Practical applications: how to integrate gratitude into your morning rituals. Gratitude isn't just an abstract concept. It's something that can be practiced daily, and it doesn't require significant time or effort. One of the best times to practice gratitude is in the morning, before the busyness of the day begins. Starting your day with gratitude sets the tone for the entire day and helps you cultivate an attitude of appreciation from the very beginning. 1. Start with deep breaths. After waking up, take a few deep breaths to center yourself. As you breathe in, feel the air fill your lungs, and as you exhale, release any tension from your body. This practice of deep breathing can calm your mind and prepare you for a focused and mindful day. After a few breaths, silently say to yourself, "I am grateful for this new day." This simple affirmation reinforces your gratitude for the opportunity to start anew. 2. Reflect on one thing you're grateful for. After your deep breaths, take a moment to reflect on one thing you're particularly grateful for. It could be something as simple as the warmth of your bed, the ability to see, or the support of your family. Reflect on this blessing and feel the gratitude deeply in your heart. This reflection doesn't need to be long. Even a few seconds of focused appreciation can significantly shift your mindset. 3. Gratitude journaling. If you have more time, consider keeping a gratitude journal. Each morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for. This practice not only helps you start your day with intention, but also creates a record of all the blessings in your life. Over time, this journal can serve as a powerful reminder of the abundance in your life, even when you're feeling down or discouraged. 4. Visualize gratitude. Another powerful way to practice gratitude is through visualization. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a scene in which you're surrounded by the people, experiences, or things you're thankful for. Visualize them clearly and allow yourself to feel the gratitude in your body. This practice reinforces your appreciation and strengthens the positive emotions associated with it. 5. Express gratitude throughout the day. Gratitude doesn't have to be confined to your morning ritual. Throughout the day, take small moments to acknowledge what you're grateful for. Whether it's appreciating a kind gesture from a colleague or acknowledging the beauty of nature, these moments of gratitude help maintain a positive and peaceful mindset. 2. I let go of yesterday, understanding the Buddhist teachings on attachment and living in the present moment. In our fast-paced, goal-oriented world, many of us carry the weight of past experiences, be it regrets, mistakes, or unresolved emotional conflicts. These burdens often feel like they define us, shaping the way we see ourselves and the world around us. However, in Buddhist philosophy, the practice of letting go of the past is one of the most powerful tools for emotional freedom and mental clarity. The Buddha's teachings on attachment, tanha, and mindfulness shed light on how clinging to past hurts and disappointments can perpetuate suffering or dukkha, and how we can free ourselves from these chains by focusing on the present moment. The Buddhist concept of attachment and its role in suffering dukkha. In Buddhism, attachment is viewed as the root cause of suffering. The Buddha's first noble truth states that life is inherently marked by suffering, which arises from desire and attachment. While desire for pleasurable experiences is a natural part of life, when we form attachments to people, outcomes, or material possessions, we set ourselves up for disappointment. This is because all things in life are impermanent, whether it's relationships, career achievements, or physical possessions. Everything is subject to change. When we attach ourselves to things that are temporary or fleeting, we inevitably experience suffering when they change or disappear. Attachment isn't limited to physical things. It can also extend to past events, relationships, or personal narratives. Holding onto past hurts, resentments, or regrets means we are still emotionally attached to those experiences, preventing us from fully embracing the present. The Buddhist concept of dukkha is rooted in this very attachment. We hold on to what we can't control, and in doing so, we prolong our pain. The Buddha taught that the key to ending suffering is releasing attachment, letting go of what no longer serves us, and learning to live freely in the present. The practice of letting go of the past is essential to freeing ourselves from the cycle of dukkha. By continuously reliving past experiences, whether they are moments of failure, betrayal, or loss, we reinforce negative patterns in our mind, making it more difficult to experience peace and joy in the present. The Buddha's teachings on mindfulness help us understand that by letting go of the past, we allow ourselves to be open to the possibilities of the present moment. The Buddha's teachings on mindfulness and the present moment. Mindfulness, or sati, is a central practice in Buddhism that emphasizes being fully aware of the present moment without being attached to the past or future. The Buddha taught that to achieve true peace and happiness, we must focus on the present, accepting things as they are rather than as we wish them to be. By practicing mindfulness, we can detach ourselves from the mental narratives that keep us stuck in the past and allow ourselves to experience life more fully. Mindfulness is about observing our thoughts, feelings, and actions without judgment or attachment. It is not about suppressing or denying our emotions, but rather acknowledging them without allowing them to define us. In moments of stress or anxiety, mindfulness allows us to return to the present moment, where we have control over our reactions and our state of mind. This practice can help us let go of the mental burdens of past regrets and focus on what we can do right now. The Buddha used the metaphor of the monkey mind to describe the way our thoughts jump from one thing to another, often dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Mindfulness helps us tame this restless mind, anchoring us in the present moment where true peace resides. Letting go of yesterday involves quieting the monkey mind and returning our focus to the here and now. Examples of letting go of the past in Buddhist teachings. One powerful example from Buddhist teachings is the story of a monk who, after years of resentment and anger toward a fellow monk, was able to let go of his past grudges. This story illustrates how attachment to negative emotions, such as anger or resentment, can prevent personal growth and peace. In the story, two monks were traveling together and reached a river that was too dangerous to cross. As they were discussing how to cross, one of the monks, who had been known for his quick temper, began to argue with the other monk. The argument escalated, and the angry monk ended up pushing his companion into the river. Fortunately, the other monk survived, but the angry monk continued to harbor resentment and anger toward him. Years passed, and the angry monk remained emotionally attached to this past event. One day he met a wise elder monk who asked him to reflect on his life and his attachment to this anger. The elder monk asked, "Why do you continue to carry this burden of anger? Can you not let go and move forward with peace?" In that moment, the monk realized that his anger was only hurting himself, and by letting go of the past, he could find peace and freedom. This story demonstrates how holding onto past hurts can keep us trapped in negative emotional states. The monk's realization that he was the one suffering from his attachment to anger mirrors the Buddhist teaching that attachment to the past, whether it's anger, resentment, or regret, only perpetuates suffering. Letting go allows us to release the emotional weight that keeps us from experiencing peace. Modern examples of letting go of the past. While Buddhist teachings on letting go of the past are centuries old, this practice is still incredibly relevant today. Many people, including those in the public eye, have used the practice of releasing past hurts and traumas to lead more fulfilled and successful lives. One modern example is Oprah Winfrey, who has spoken openly about her difficult childhood and the trauma she endured. Despite the many challenges she faced, Oprah learned to let go of the past and use her experiences to fuel her personal growth. She has emphasized the importance of forgiveness, both of others and of oneself, as part of the healing process. Oprah's journey is a powerful reminder that letting go of past trauma and emotional pain doesn't mean forgetting or denying what happened. It means choosing not to let the past control our present and future. By embracing the practice of forgiveness and letting go of resentment, Oprah has been able to build a successful career, create positive change in the world, and cultivate inner peace. Another example is the renowned neuroscientist and author Dr. Daniel Amen, who has extensively studied the impact of trauma on the brain. Dr. Amen advocates for the power of mindfulness and gratitude in healing emotional wounds. He emphasizes that by letting go of negative thought patterns and focusing on the present, individuals can rewire their brains for happiness and success. His work underscores the importance of releasing the past and making space for new, positive experiences. Practical exercises for letting go of yesterday. Letting go of the past can be challenging, especially when we're dealing with deep emotional wounds or unresolved issues. However, the practice of mindfulness and gratitude can help us slowly release the mental burdens that prevent us from living fully in the present. Here are a few practical exercises to help integrate the practice of letting go of yesterday into your daily life. 1. Journaling. Writing down your thoughts and emotions can be a powerful tool for letting go. Each morning, take a few minutes to reflect on any lingering feelings from yesterday. Write down your regrets, resentments, or frustrations, then consciously decide to let them go. You can write something like, "I release the anger I felt yesterday toward person/situation, and I choose to move forward with peace." Journaling helps externalize emotions, making it easier to release them. 2. Meditation. A brief meditation in the morning or before bed can help you release past emotions and clear your mind. Sit in a comfortable position, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. As you inhale, imagine breathing in calmness and peace. As you exhale, picture letting go of any negative thoughts or emotions from the past. This practice of releasing each breath can help you detach from the mental clutter that weighs you down. 3. Visualization. Visualization is another effective technique for letting go of the past. Picture yourself holding onto a heavy burden, whether it's a bag or a stone, and imagine slowly setting it down. Visualize yourself walking away from it, feeling lighter with each step. This symbolic act of release can help shift your mindset from attachment to freedom. 4. Forgiveness practice. Letting go often involves forgiveness, both of others and of ourselves. Each morning, choose one person or yourself to forgive. This doesn't mean excusing harmful behavior, but rather freeing yourself from the emotional grip it has on you. Forgiveness allows us to release the emotional weight of past events and make space for healing. 3. I am calm and in control of my mind. The practice of mental control and mindfulness. The concept of mental control and mindfulness is at the heart of many spiritual practices, with Buddhism offering one of the most profound frameworks for understanding and cultivating a calm and focused mind. In Buddhist philosophy, the practice of samadhi, which refers to concentration and meditative focus, teaches individuals how to master their thoughts and emotions. However, in today's fast-paced world, where distractions are ubiquitous and the mind is constantly pulled in different directions, the challenge of maintaining mental clarity has never been more relevant. This analysis explores how the Buddhist practice of samadhi can help individuals gain control over their minds, understand the nature of their thoughts, and apply these principles in modern life. The Buddhist practice of samadhi, concentration and mental mastery. Samadhi, often translated as concentration or meditative absorption, is one of the key components of the Buddhist path. It is the practice of focusing the mind on a single object or thought, which leads to a deep state of mental clarity, peace, and insight. Through the cultivation of samadhi, practitioners develop the ability to quiet the mind, reduce distractions, and achieve a level of concentration that allows them to see things as they truly are. In Buddhism, the mind is considered both a powerful ally and a formidable adversary. When it is not trained, it can become chaotic, filled with distractions, cravings, and illusions, leading to suffering dukkha. However, when the mind is properly cultivated through practices like samadhi, it becomes a tool for achieving liberation and inner peace. By mastering concentration, individuals can transcend the mental clutter that causes emotional and psychological turmoil. The Buddha himself taught that the mind, when properly trained, can serve as a great ally in one's pursuit of wisdom and enlightenment. But to achieve this, the mind must be tamed and directed toward positive, productive thoughts and actions. This requires practice, patience, and dedication. Just as a skilled musician trains their instrument to create beautiful music, the practitioner must train the mind to function harmoniously, without being swayed by external distractions or internal disturbances. Mindfulness in a distracted world. In modern society, the ability to focus and maintain mental clarity is increasingly difficult. The constant barrage of notifications, the need to multitask, and the overwhelming amount of information available at our fingertips create an environment where the mind is rarely at rest. In many ways, we are conditioned to be distracted, hopping from one task to another without fully engaging with any single one. This fragmented attention leads to stress, anxiety, and a sense of being overwhelmed. In contrast, samadhi teaches the importance of single tasking, focusing on one thing at a time with complete attention. This concentration not only helps in meditation, but also in everyday tasks. Whether it's engaging in a conversation, completing work, or even enjoying a meal, the practice of mindfulness helps us be present and focused, free from the distractions that plague our modern world. Mindfulness, which is rooted in samadhi, is about bringing your full attention to the present moment, observing your thoughts, feelings, and actions without judgment. In Buddhist terms, it's about cultivating an awareness of the impermanence of all things, which helps us not cling to our desires or past experiences, but instead experience each moment as it comes. The nature of the mind in Buddhism. According to Buddhist teachings, the mind is like a monkey, restless, constantly jumping from one thought to another. This monkey mind is easily distracted and prone to anxiety, stress, and desires. However, through the practice of meditation and mindfulness, we can train this monkey to become calm and focused, much like taming a wild animal. The Buddha taught that the mind can either be an ally or an enemy, depending on how we choose to engage with it. When the mind is uncontrolled, it leads us into suffering. But when we master our mind, we can achieve peace, wisdom, and ultimately enlightenment. The key is understanding the nature of our thoughts and emotions and learning how to manage them, rather than allowing them to control us. A well-known Buddhist teaching is that our thoughts and emotions are not inherently good or bad. They simply arise based on our perceptions and reactions. By observing our thoughts without attachment, we begin to see them for what they are, temporary and fleeting. This understanding is the first step in regaining control over the mind. The Buddha's calmness under pressure, a lesson in mental control. One of the most powerful examples of the Buddha's mastery over his mind comes from the story of his encounter with Mara, the demon who symbolizes temptation, desire, and the distractions that prevent spiritual growth. During his meditation under the Bodhi tree, as he was on the verge of enlightenment, Mara attempted to disrupt the Buddha's concentration by sending forth a series of distractions, storms, illusions, and even beautiful temptresses. However, the Buddha remained calm and unshaken, his mind focused solely on his practice. Mara, unable to disturb the Buddha's peace, was eventually forced to retreat, recognizing that the Buddha had conquered his inner turmoil. This story is a profound lesson in mental control. Despite the external pressures and temptations Mara represented, the Buddha's unwavering concentration and mental clarity allowed him to remain untouched by fear, desire, or distraction. His ability to remain calm in the face of external conflict exemplifies the power of samadhi, concentration, and mindfulness as tools for overcoming suffering and achieving inner peace. The Buddha's example shows that true mental control doesn't require us to avoid challenges or discomforts. Instead, it's about cultivating the inner strength to remain undisturbed by them. This practice of staying calm and focused, even in times of stress, is a crucial part of Buddhist practice and is highly relevant in today's world, where external distractions and internal conflicts often collide. A modern example, regaining control through mindfulness. In modern life, many people struggle with anxiety, stress, and an overwhelming sense of being out of control. One contemporary example of someone who has learned to regain control of their mind through mindfulness practices is Arianna Huffington, the founder of the Huffington Post and author of The Sleep Revolution. After experiencing a personal breakdown due to burnout, Huffington turned to mindfulness and meditation to regain her mental and physical well-being. She often speaks about how the practice of mindfulness, including simple breathing exercises and meditation, helped her regain clarity, reduce stress, and ultimately transform her life. Huffington's experience mirrors many of the Buddhist teachings on mindfulness. By cultivating a practice of being present and calm, even amidst the chaos of a high-pressure career, she was able to regain control over her mind and emotions. Huffington emphasizes that through mindfulness, individuals can reframe their reactions to stress and make more conscious, intentional choices rather than being swept away by external demands and internal fears. Practical applications for regaining mental control. Incorporating the teachings of samadhi and mindfulness into our daily lives can seem daunting, but even small steps can yield significant results. Here are some practical exercises that can help calm the mind and foster mental clarity. 1. Morning mindfulness meditation. Upon waking, take 1 minute to sit quietly and focus on your breath. Breathe in deeply for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and exhale for 4 seconds. Repeat this process for 1 minute. This simple practice helps anchor your mind in the present moment and sets a calm tone for the day. 2. Single tasking. In a world full of distractions, focus on doing one task at a time. Whether you're working, cooking, or having a conversation, give your full attention to that one activity. This practice of samadhi, focusing on one object or task, helps reduce mental clutter and enhances productivity and satisfaction. 3. Mindful observation. Throughout the day, take moments to pause and simply observe your surroundings. Whether you're walking outside or sitting at your desk, focus on the sights, sounds, and sensations around you. This exercise helps quiet the mind and brings your attention back to the present moment. 4. Affirmations for focus. Use simple affirmations like "I am calm and in control of my mind" to reinforce a sense of mental clarity and calmness. Repeating these words aloud can help shift your mindset and keep you grounded, especially in stressful situations. 5. Body scan meditation. A body scan meditation is a helpful technique for grounding yourself and releasing tension. Start by focusing on your toes, then gradually work your way up to the top of your head, paying attention to each part of your body. As you do this, allow yourself to relax and let go of any tension or stress. Four, I will respond with kindness today, the Buddhist practice of metta and its impact on relationships and well-being. Kindness is a universal value recognized across cultures, yet in Buddhism, it takes on a special significance. The Buddhist concept of metta, or loving kindness, is a powerful practice that extends not only to others but also to oneself. It is an unconditional, selfless love that is directed toward all beings, encompassing compassion, empathy, and goodwill. This practice has the potential to transform both the individual and their surroundings, creating a ripple effect of positive energy that fosters harmonious relationships, reduces suffering, and contributes to overall mental health. In today's world, where division, conflict, and stress often dominate the headlines, the practice of kindness can seem like a small act, but its effects are far-reaching. This analysis will delve into the Buddhist practice of metta, explore its connection to mental health, and provide practical applications for integrating kindness into everyday life. The Buddhist concept of metta, loving kindness. At the core of Buddhist teachings is the practice of metta, which is often translated as loving kindness, benevolence, or goodwill. It is one of the four immeasurables, alongside compassion, karuna, sympathetic joy, mudita, and equanimity, upekkha. These qualities are considered essential for personal development and spiritual enlightenment, with metta being the foundation upon which all other positive qualities are built. Metta is not merely about being kind in a passive sense. It is an active, intentional practice of extending warmth, goodwill, and love to all beings, regardless of their actions or behavior. The Buddha taught that this love should not be restricted or conditional. It extends beyond family and friends to strangers, acquaintances, and even those with whom we have had negative experiences. In fact, metta is most powerful when directed toward those with whom we struggle, as it has the potential to heal both the giver and the receiver. The Buddha's teachings on metta emphasize that it should be cultivated without expectation of anything in return. It is the kind of love that is freely given, not contingent on reciprocal affection or any external circumstances. By practicing metta, we learn to overcome our own biases, prejudices, and negative emotions. We learn to view others with empathy and understanding, instead of judgment or resentment. Kindness creates a ripple effect. Kindness is one of the most powerful forces for social change. The practice of metta encourages us to see the interconnectedness of all beings and to act with compassion toward others. This mindset has the potential to create a ripple effect. Small acts of kindness can expand outward, influencing those around us and creating a cycle of goodwill. One famous example of how kindness can change the world comes from the life of Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi's philosophy of nonviolence, ahimsa, was rooted in the belief that kindness and compassion are the most potent tools for societal change. He believed that by cultivating kindness in the face of adversity, individuals could create lasting peace and harmony in the world. Gandhi's practice of ahimsa not only impacted India's struggle for independence, but also inspired movements for civil rights and social justice around the world. In our daily lives, acts of kindness can have similarly powerful effects. A kind word, a thoughtful gesture, or even a smile can change someone's mood, and in turn, their actions toward others. The positive energy created by acts of kindness spreads, creating a more supportive and compassionate environment. Kindness transforms not only individuals but entire communities, contributing to a culture of cooperation, empathy, and respect. The connection between kindness and mental health. The benefits of kindness extend far beyond its impact on relationships. It is also deeply connected to mental health and well-being. Research has shown that practicing kindness, whether toward others or oneself, has numerous psychological benefits, including reducing stress, increasing happiness, and enhancing overall life satisfaction. In Buddhist philosophy, the practice of metta has long been recognized as a way to reduce mental suffering. The Buddha taught that negative emotions such as anger, hatred, and jealousy are not only harmful to others, but also to the individual who harbors them. These emotions create mental turbulence, anxiety, and stress. By practicing metta, by intentionally choosing to cultivate thoughts of kindness and compassion, we can counteract these negative emotions and bring more peace and balance to our minds. Modern psychological research supports this. Studies on loving-kindness meditation, a practice rooted in metta, have shown that it can increase positive emotions such as joy, contentment, and love, while decreasing negative emotions like anger, anxiety, and sadness. This practice has also been linked to improved social connections, as individuals who regularly practice kindness tend to have better relationships and are perceived as more approachable and empathetic. Furthermore, practicing kindness toward oneself, which is an essential component of metta, has been shown to improve self-esteem, reduce self-criticism, and increase overall happiness. People who practice self-compassion are more resilient to stress and less likely to experience depression and anxiety. This is because kindness toward oneself fosters a sense of acceptance and inner peace, which allows individuals to cope more effectively with life's challenges. Buddhist parable, Kindness Triumphs Over Hatred. A well-known Buddhist story that illustrates the power of kindness comes from the Buddha's life. Once, a group of people in a village became angry at the Buddha and began throwing stones and insults at him. Despite their hostility, the Buddha remained calm and composed, not reacting with anger or retaliation. Instead, he asked them, "If someone offers you a gift and you refuse to accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The villagers replied, "It belongs to the person who offered it." The Buddha then explained, "If you offer me anger and I do not accept it, the anger remains with you. I do not accept your anger." This teaching illustrates that by responding to negativity with kindness, we can break the cycle of hostility and prevent ourselves from being dragged into conflict. The Buddha's ability to remain calm and compassionate, even in the face of aggression, highlights the power of kindness to neutralize negativity and create peace. This story teaches that kindness is not about passively accepting mistreatment, but rather about choosing to rise above negative emotions and maintain our own peace. By responding with love and compassion, we not only protect our own mental health, but also have the potential to transform the environment around us. Real-life example, the transformative power of kindness. One real-life example of someone who practiced kindness and saw dramatic changes in their relationships and mental state is the story of Bob, a successful corporate executive. Bob's life had been marked by stress, tension, and difficulty connecting with others. He found it challenging to maintain close relationships and often felt disconnected from his colleagues and family. At one point, he realized that his constant stress and irritability were taking a toll on his personal and professional life. Seeking a solution, Bob turned to mindfulness and the practice of kindness, especially the concept of metta. Each morning, Bob began his day with a simple meditation, focusing on sending kind thoughts to others, including people with whom he had strained relationships. He practiced extending metta toward himself as well, acknowledging his own worth and allowing himself to forgive past mistakes. Over time, Bob noticed a shift in his mindset. His interactions with others became warmer and more empathetic, and his anxiety levels decreased. As a result, his relationships improved, both at work and at home. His newfound sense of kindness allowed him to manage stress more effectively, and he began to feel a greater sense of inner peace. Bob's experience is a testament to the transformative power of kindness. By cultivating an attitude of compassion and empathy toward others and himself, he was able to create a positive change in his life, improving both his mental health and his relationships. Practical applications, cultivating kindness in daily life. The practice of kindness doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. In fact, small, simple acts of kindness can have a profound impact on your well-being and relationships. Here are some actionable tips for incorporating kindness into your daily routine. 1. Start the day with kindness. Begin each day by taking a moment to reflect on how you can be kind to yourself and others. This might involve setting an intention for the day, such as offering a smile to a stranger, being patient with a colleague, or practicing gratitude for your own health and well-being. 2. Perform random acts of kindness. Make it a habit to perform small, random acts of kindness throughout your day. Whether it's holding the door for someone, offering a compliment, or helping a neighbor with groceries. These simple acts can make a big difference in your own mental state and in the lives of others. 3. Kindness to yourself. Remember that kindness also extends to yourself. Practice self-compassion by being gentle with yourself, especially when you make mistakes. Acknowledge your achievements, forgive your shortcomings, and prioritize your well-being. 4. Practice active listening. When interacting with others, listen attentively and without judgment. Show that you value their perspective by offering your full attention and empathy. This simple act of kindness can deepen relationships and foster trust. 5. Be present in difficult conversations. When faced with conflict or negativity, try to respond with kindness rather than reacting with anger or frustration. Take a deep breath, pause, and choose to respond with empathy and understanding. This can help de-escalate tension and create a more constructive conversation. 5. Everything is temporary, so I will enjoy this moment, embracing the Buddhist concept of impermanence. The concept of impermanence, anicca, is one of the central teachings in Buddhism. It is a principle that asserts that all things, whether external or internal, are in a constant state of flux. Everything we experience, the people we meet, the emotions we feel, the successes we achieve, and even the challenges we face, is fleeting and temporary. Embracing this reality can bring us peace of mind, reduce anxiety, and allow us to fully appreciate each moment, whether it's joyful or difficult. By accepting that nothing is permanent, whether good or bad, we can let go of attachments and free ourselves from the suffering caused by our desires and expectations. Understanding anicca, the nature of change. In Buddhist philosophy, anicca refers to the impermanent nature of all things. The Buddha frequently spoke about the transience of life and the inevitability of change. According to Buddhist teachings, all phenomena, whether they are physical objects, relationships, or emotions, are subject to the law of impermanence. This means that everything comes into being, exists for a time, and eventually fades away. Nothing is permanent. The Buddha often reminded his followers of the transient nature of life. He taught that by accepting anicca, we can understand the nature of suffering, dukkha, and the path to liberation. When we cling to people, possessions, or experiences as though they are permanent, we set ourselves up for disappointment and pain. The inevitable truth of anicca teaches us that everything is in a constant state of change, and by understanding this, we can embrace the flow of life without fear or resistance. The Buddha's teachings on impermanence were not just intellectual concepts. They were practical wisdom aimed at helping individuals navigate life's challenges. By recognizing that all things, whether they are pleasant or unpleasant, are temporary, we can learn to live with greater peace, mindfulness, and acceptance. This understanding helps us let go of our attachments and desires, reducing our suffering and increasing our sense of freedom. Impermanence and anxiety. How acceptance can bring peace in modern life. Many of us are plagued by anxiety and stress. We worry about the future, dwell on the past, and fear the unknown. These feelings are often rooted in our attachments to things that we believe should last forever, whether it's our job, our relationships, or our sense of security. We fear loss, change, and the uncertainty of life. But the Buddhist teaching of anicca offers a solution to this anxiety. When we accept that nothing in life is permanent, we free ourselves from the burden of trying to control everything or hold onto things that are inevitably going to change. This acceptance allows us to let go of our attachment to outcomes and to live more fully in the present. Rather than clinging to the past or fearing the future, we can appreciate the here and now. Take, for example, Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple. Jobs often spoke about his awareness of impermanence, especially after being diagnosed with terminal cancer. In his famous commencement address at Stanford University, Jobs shared his reflections on life's fragility and how the awareness of death motivated him to live authentically and without fear. He urged the graduates to live each day as if it were their last, emphasizing that our time is limited and it is crucial to make the most of each moment. Jobs' acceptance of impermanence allowed him to approach his work with passion and creativity, leaving a lasting legacy despite the brevity of his life. Similarly, Maya Angelou, the celebrated poet and civil rights activist, often spoke about embracing the present moment and letting go of the past. She understood the value of anicca, recognizing that both joy and sorrow are temporary, and we must learn to navigate both with grace. Angelou's wisdom came from her deep understanding of impermanence, which helped her appreciate the preciousness of each moment and live fully, despite the challenges she faced. Letting go of attachments, the freedom of impermanence. A key aspect of the Buddhist understanding of anicca is the idea that attachment to impermanent things leads to suffering. When we cling to people, possessions, or circumstances, we set ourselves up for disappointment because we cannot control the inevitable changes that life brings. The Buddha taught that by letting go of attachment, we can free ourselves from the suffering caused by our desires and expectations. An example of this teaching can be found in the story of a Buddhist monk named Venerable Sona. Sona was once a wealthy and powerful man, but he gave up his life of luxury to pursue the spiritual path. One day Sona became ill, and the pain was so intense that he thought he might die. In that moment, he realized that his attachment to physical comfort had caused him suffering. By letting go of his attachment to his body and accepting the impermanence of life, he found peace in the face of pain. This story illustrates the power of letting go. By embracing impermanence, Sona was able to transcend his suffering and experience inner peace. Similarly, in the modern world, many people find themselves attached to material wealth, career success, or the approval of others. This attachment often leads to stress, anxiety, and a sense of emptiness when these things inevitably change or are lost. By embracing the concept of anicca, we can learn to let go of our need for external validation and find fulfillment within ourselves. This shift in perspective can bring a profound sense of peace, as we no longer feel burdened by the fear of losing what we have or the desire to acquire more. Living fully in the moment, embracing impermanence in everyday life. One of the most powerful ways to practice anicca is by learning to live fully in the present moment. When we recognize that everything is temporary, we can shift our focus from what is lacking or what might happen in the future to what is happening right now. We can fully appreciate the beauty of life as it unfolds, without being distracted by worries about the past or future. Take, for example, the act of drinking a cup of tea. Rather than rushing through the moment, thinking about what comes next, we can slow down and savor the experience. We can appreciate the warmth of the cup in our hands, the fragrance of the tea, and the simple joy of the present moment. By doing so, we embody the practice of mindfulness, one of the central teachings in Buddhism. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in each moment, observing our thoughts and feelings without attachment or judgment. In his book, The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle emphasizes the importance of living in the present and letting go of the past. Tolle argues that many of us spend our lives regretting what has already happened or worrying about what might come, which prevents us from fully experiencing the richness of life. By accepting the impermanence of our thoughts, emotions, and experiences, we can learn to let go of this mental clutter and find peace in the now. Practical applications: how to embrace impermanence in your daily life. The teaching of anicca invites us to embrace the present moment and let go of our attachment to the past and future. Here are a few practical ways to integrate this teaching into your daily life. 1. Practice mindfulness. Take a few moments throughout the day to pause and fully engage with your surroundings. Whether you're walking, eating, or even just sitting in traffic, try to focus on the sensations you're experiencing. This practice helps you stay grounded in the present and appreciate the fleeting beauty of each moment. 2. Let go of past regrets. Reflect on the things you may still be holding onto from the past, old grudges, past mistakes, or missed opportunities. Acknowledge them and then consciously choose to let them go. This practice helps release the emotional weight of the past, freeing up mental space to fully enjoy the present. 3. Cultivate gratitude each morning. Take a moment to reflect on what you're grateful for. Focus on the blessings of the present moment, whether it's the warmth of the sun, a loved one's smile, or simply the fact that you are alive. Gratitude helps to shift your focus from what you lack to what you have, deepening your appreciation for the present. 4. Engage in simple pleasures. Take time each day to savor life's simple pleasures, drinking a cup of tea, listening to music, or spending time with loved ones. These moments are fleeting, but they can bring great joy when we fully immerse ourselves in them. 5. Accept change with grace. Recognize that change is inevitable and that it is a natural part of life. When faced with challenges or losses, remind yourself that everything is temporary and the difficulty you're experiencing will eventually pass. This acceptance helps to reduce resistance and anxiety, allowing you to navigate life's transitions with greater ease. 6. As we come to the end of this exploration into the Buddhist teachings on impermanence, we're reminded that nothing in life is fixed, everything changes. Our emotions, our challenges, and our joys are all temporary. By embracing this truth, we free ourselves from the chains of attachment and open our hearts to the present moment. The wisdom of the Buddha teaches us that peace and happiness are not found in external circumstances, but within. So, take a deep breath. Let go of yesterday's burdens and appreciate the beauty of today. We hope this video has inspired you to see your life through the lens of impermanence, and we encourage you to join us for more teachings that can guide you on your journey toward inner peace and enlightenment. Stay present, stay grateful, and remember, everything is temporary, so enjoy this moment.